Hi there. My name is Dr. Bosley. I've been trying to get a job in a hospital, but hiring is thin. So people are telling me I should just, go be my own doctor. I should make my own patients and my own hospital and my own content, because that's what they tell my actor friend. Just go make your own movie. Yeah, all right. So I'm in a mood. You can't tell on this video. I'm wearing a slightly salmon bordering on pink colored shirt. I've not slept since yesterday. I have an equally matching peach, literally a monster called Peachy Keen. I'm tired. I'm moody. So this might be a combo of being whiny and looking for the dog. Whiny, bitchy, which, most of the time the goal is to transcend into just brutal honesty. So if there's an element that isn't that, we all have our bad days, but I just thought that this is a great topic regardless of mood. But maybe this is a time where the mood helps the topic. So just go make your own movie. A little bit of background for those who don't know me. Um, I come from a world of practicality. I went to college for pre med. I went to college for sports medicine. I was in the military. I was a firefighter after that. So I am used to jobs where you create your own destiny. Obviously, there has to be a job opening, but they're not, for lack of to keep it simple, they're not artistic jobs. You want to become a Green Beret, you apply and you meet these checkpoints and you do the best, you become a Green Beret. Obviously, that's very simple. Firefighter, you apply, you get the best scores, you do the best job, and there's an opening, obviously, you get the job. Hell, when I worked at a tire store in high school, opening existed. I applied. I was the best candidate. I got hired. So you kind of are in control of your fate. Whereas the arts, right off the bat, it's subjective. So people might not want to be buying what you're selling. And I get that. I'm not complaining about the subjectivity of the arts. I'm highly aware of it. I trust me. I am my own worst enemy on this stuff. I get the producer side of hiring famous actor guy who's in every movie because it automatically makes money. I get that. No art involved. That's just, financing. That's financial science. Artistically, it's just gross. So I'm always at a I'm always at my own conflict with this. But it's kind of a this will be a little bit of a rant. But I also try to keep it polite and informal or informational because some people just don't know this. So it's not to naysay, it's not to shit on people's support, it's not to shit on people's encouragement and all that. But this stems from the just go make your own movie. I made a comment the other day on F it, social media. Somebody they're remaking American Psycho. And I say this as a fan, not a wannabe starving actor who can't get work. I say I'm a fan of this stuff. I'm like, why don't you write a new movie? Quit just redoing stuff. And this person goes, why don't you just quit complaining about stuff and make your own movie? I was like, that's it. I've been told just make your own movie more times than I can count. For reference, and this is actually cheap. This wasn't because I suck. If anybody does or hasn't seen the 6 minute ish, it's you can Google it. Hell, I'll put it in the description below to remind myself. The Bosley for Reacher fan film that we gave to Lee Child. Um, that was every corner cut, every favor called in, every shenanigan we could come across pulled, and there was an amazing camera, every shortcut possible. That translated to about, I think that 6 minutes cost me $10,000. So that was just go make your own movie. Yes, people are saying, well, just get your iPhone and just, go do your own thing. All right, cool. So would you tell a doctor who wants to be a doctor who maybe can't afford medical school or has afforded medical school and can't find an opening in a partner in a hospital or somebody that's hiring within his, various obstacles? Would you tell him, okay, until the legitimate thing comes along, just go practice surgery in an alleyway? No. And if that and so there's that. Obviously these metaphors get lost all over the place because I have no I haven't really. I literally have notes and I haven't even looked at them once. Okay, so the other counter argument could be, okay, Jeff, that's absurd. It is, I know. So what if the doctor, he got a job, he's an elite neurosurgeon, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, he got hired by Sony to make a movie to try to keep this metaphor working. And then all of a sudden, now he's at a stage in his career where he doesn't have that job anymore, and he doesn't enjoy um the make your own movie version of being a neuro, maybe, and like maybe the only job he can get is at a family practice clinic. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. But the metaphor kind of goes to shit because just make your own movie. It can't be a job. That's like saying somebody that wants to, I'm really passionate right now. So this is very disorganized. That's like a kid that wants to play in the NBA or NBA is a good example. And they're like, well, just go shoot in the driveway. This is actually a great metaphor. I'm really proud of this one, actually. So this kid wants to play in the NBA and be a, championship basketball player for the Bulls, whatever. And he's trying, he can't make the team or whatever. There's a lot of variables, obviously, athletic ability, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're to just go tell that kid, just go play in the driveway. Okay. But now make that just go play in the driveway cost $10,000 to get any sort of outcome. So I get really passionate about it because the whole just go make a thing. You wouldn't tell any other job that. I mean, the arts in general. Nobody's buying my paintings. Okay, well, just go make paintings. You're still putting time into a product that you hope people buy. Obviously, because it's a subjective product. It's not like tires for a vehicle. It's like, do people want to buy this thing because does it tap into their interests and their tastes? Yes, that's a variable that is definitely adds a factor to it that makes it very difficult. But if you're just go make a movieing for 8 hours a day to put it on, Amazon Prime or whatever for $1, you put in all that free time. You wouldn't tell a doctor, just go after he gets out of med school, just volunteer 8 hours a day, 5 days a week at at a thing you love. No, the dude wants to make a living off of this. So just go make a movie, just go work for free, just go volunteer at a creepy alleyway as as a strip mall doctor. It baffles me and it just really irks me because obviously there's the two camps where I'm like, when people say it out of like just a kind ignorance, that one I'm like, look, I'm not going to go punch grandma for saying, oh, Jeff, I just get your iPhone and go make a movie. And they're like, well, Zack Snyder, made a movie with an iPhone and 28 years later was made with an iPhone. It's not the same. They easily have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of extra gear, crew, like it's not just him on set with an iPhone. It's not the same. So to grandma who's saying that just go make a movie, I tamper my reaction and just go, oh, that's sweet, grandma, but it's not the same. And just go making a movie isn't the same as the kid who wants to play basketball. He can go get his fix in the driveway free. There's no version of that in the just go make a movie thing. There's the fallout, the costs, the assets required. So then when I get to the hostile camp, that's not grandma just saying just go make a movie, the assholes basically that say just go make a movie. It's like, where do you think? How? I don't know where to begin. It's not as easy as you think. It's a complex and challenging process. So like when they think about making a movie, it's all about creativity and having this great idea and being all artsy fartsy, and that's great. But it's more than just pointing a camera at something, because one of the biggest misconceptions is that it's all glamorous and exciting. Yeah, there's awesome, all those moments, but it requires a budget. Nobody works for like the to tell somebody something they want to do as a job. Let's just keep the template simple. Just go do it for free. Just actually go lose money doing it for free. Not making money and actually lose money doing it. That's. I'm not going to say people should make art the same as working at a tire store. If somebody chooses to do art for income, obviously I will agree that that's the risk they're willing to take, that they need to just eat and swallow, myself included. Fine, put that aside now. But to be a dick and go, just go make a movie and lose money on this thing you want to do, just because the person signs up to make art, which is going to be a hell of an issue to make income off of it, it doesn't give people a right to give this weird dicky asshole advice of well, you sign up for this, so just go do it. It's like a kid wants to be an NBA basketball player versus a guy at a tire store that becomes a manager, retires, and dies. You don't yell at that kid. No, your NBA dreams didn't come true. Just go play in the driveway. No, that's a dick thing to say. Yeah, athletics and sports, or I would argue, are similar to the arts. Is there's a lot of variables involved, but you wouldn't tell them that any more than you would tell my father after he got out of med school. Hey, it's hard to find work, so just go be a doctor in an alleyway for free. Or maybe you can't afford to go to med school, and you'd kill to be a doctor. And like, well, do it for free somewhere until you can, or until somebody hires you. It's like, that's messed up. It baffles me. I'm looking at my notes here. That was very convoluted. I'm genuinely curious about people's thoughts. Comment down below. Obviously, I'm passionate about this, and I'm very dualistic on it because I get it from all sides. I'm not blindly raging on like, nobody buys my art. I signed up for art. That's my problem. That sucks. Don't get me wrong. The pragmatic side of my brain is like, God, that's why I quit charging for my podcast eventually, because I was putting in 4 to 6 hours a day to make a show 5 days a week. And I was making, when I did the math, it was something like 15 cents an hour. I was like, no, that's bad business. Putting money into a product and time for something that translates to 15 cents an hour. I don't care how much you love it or not. That's just stupid. You're an idiot. Unless you're independently wealthy, that is a waste of time and of resources. The podcast didn't cost me. Well, actually, no, because of memberships, various software things I owned. I lost more money than I made. Just because you love it doesn't mean you can't be like, no, this is not practical. So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I'm my own worst enemy. I get all sides of the equation. I get the whiny actor side of it, like, oh, it's my art. I wish I'd get paid for it. It's like, well, dude, Jeff, you signed up to make artsy fartsy shit, where it's the definition of subjectivity. Somebody blows out a tire, they need a tire. I love acting. I love movies. I'm touched by them myself as a fan, but nobody once has been on the side of the road going, God, I really need a movie right now. But they've been like, hey, I really need a tire. There are needs that are fulfilled through the arts for sure. But at the end of the day, if you start erasing things that you need to survive, cavemen did not need movies. Yeah, they had entertainment. They told stories. It is an aspect of life. I agree. But the monetization of it, that's a shit show. And I do hate it, but I don't ignore it. But then the kind of the producer practical side of me goes, keep it as a generic template. Somebody puts 8 hours in, hell, even this YouTube thing I'm stabbing at because people say supposedly and I love it. I'm like, I appreciate everybody. They're like, just put the time in. People put in like years before YouTube allows you to monetize. So I put in a couple hours a day on this stuff. I do enjoy it. It comes from a place of enjoyment. Don't get me wrong, but it is the biggest waste of time if you think of it as a template. If you wanted a job at a gas station and they said, hey, volunteer 2 to 3 hours a day for free for 1 to 2 years before you start getting paid, you would tell that job to go, kick rocks. That makes no sense. That's just dumb. Nobody would do that. That is bad business. So for people to go, just go make a movie, it's like, no, this isn't a hobby. Yes, I signed, I and other performers signed up for the fuckery that is the art aspect where that doesn't equal income. I get that, where we're not a tire store. I'm not complaining. I mean, I do complain about that, but I know there's no solution. I'm not complaining about that when Homeboy says, just go make a movie. I'm complaining about like, wait, this is a job. Whatever your job is, dude. If you work at a tire store, and I was like, just go work, volunteer at a tire store, or do a jury rigged version of it. Don't know what you're doing, or don't let anybody hire you. So that's the other thing. Okay, so here's another metaphor. So to make a movie, you need the cameras, you need the cast, the crew, the script. You need all of these working parts. So for him, that person to say to people aggressively, not the kind grandma version, say, "Hey, just go make a movie." It's like, all right, well, you have a dream to be a guy at a tire store, but you don't have a tire store or the funds to open your own tire store. But just go be a tire store employee. Figure it out. Find money, find inventory, find a location, find like it's just the most asinine argument. I hear it all the time. Um, and that's why there's so many shitty movies out there, you know. And it's weird because I'm not saying movies should cost as much as they do to make. But it's yeah, as always, I don't know the answer. You know, it's not just go make a movie any more than a physician getting out of med school is like, well, just go be a doctor now. Well, nobody's hiring. Well, just go make your own hospital so you can do it. You know, that's probably the best metaphor after all this rambling is just like, you know, you tell the NBA kid that he's like, he can't make the team. He can't make the team. It's like, well, just go make your own team, make your own league, you know, get other players, get uniforms. It's like, how's that leap? How's that even, why is such an aggro argument for like, just go do this? Yes, you can just go do these things as massively downgraded options for sure. I can take my iPhone. It's got a 4K lens through, trust me, I've looked through a shit ton of online things. You can make it look maybe kind of close to as good as a Red camera, but it's not going to be the same any more than a doctor who can't get a job at a hospital orders scalpels on Amazon and does backwoods Joker in an alley surgery any more than that's comparable to getting an actual job at an actual surgery center. It's just not going to be the same. So it's I don't know. This was a rant. It was supposed to be educational. But yeah, so the educational part of it, just go make a movie. Yes, I could just grab my iPhone and it looks essentially like a home movie. And even as much as I love it, as much as I know doctors love their jobs, it's a giant waste of time because it's not going to accomplish anything. What to tell a doctor or a dentist, just volunteer your time. It's just asinine. So I think it's equally asinine to say just go do X. But it can be done. I won't crap on that. It can be done. My dad could have, you know, got some medical equipment off of some weird back alley place and open up his own clinic. Sure. Yeah, that's possible. Would it be good? No. Um, and then, like I said, the amount of assets to just go make a movie. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Some people obviously instantly when you interact with them online, you're like, this person's obviously aggressive, game on. But I try to escalate as needed. And, you know, so grandma or my mother or somebody says, you know, just go make a movie, Jeff. I'm like, I love you, but here's the thing. You know, a lot of times I mentioned that Bosley for Reacher video. That was passion. I loved it. It was for a bigger reason, but the tens of thousands of dollars I lost. I didn't gain, like, I lost. I'm still actually eating the problem with that. Like the fallout, you know, the downstream fallout is years and years. And it was my choice. Nobody forced me to do it. But that was my just go make a movie. It doesn't work that way. And anybody that gives that illusion, they're lying or they're wealthy or they have funding from other people. Because just go make a movie doesn't exist. And even if they do have, they spent the money to make an iPhone cell phone camera work and look somehow cinematic. Even if they have those assets, they spent all that money, and odds are that that iPhone just go make your own movie thing isn't going to make it to Netflix and make them the money back. So yeah, they did it. Thumbs up. I know a handful of people that do it, but I do know also they have financing. You know, Scott and I's film, we had to get it publicly funded, and you know, I'm 10, 15, God, was it $20,000? And technically, regardless of who funded it, and you know, regardless of the fan or crowdfunding, we did not make that back. We actually not even not even close. You know, so it was the definition of just go make a movie because you love it. Yeah, we would love it to get seen and bought, and you know, cool little success story, but it's not how it works, guys and girls. I don't know. Comment below. I'm genuinely curious. Yes, I have a very um aggressive and passionate stance on this, but I doesn't mean I'm not willing to dialogue. But if homeboy just the very first, you know, the very, I don't really know how I was wrong saying, hey, how about an original idea versus a remake? I thought that was a pretty, that's not Jeff just in a bad mood. I was like, yeah, how about an original idea? Why just keep shitting on these great movies and redoing them? You know, I'd actually be, if I, don't get me wrong, I'll take the job. But if I'm the actor or actress that is in the reboot or remake, I'd be kind of like, so I'm not good enough to have my own IP or my own plot or my own script or my own story, but you'll let me piggyback off of another success. Kind of an insult. Like, so don't get me wrong, I'll take the job if they want me to do whatever remake or whatever. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be there in a heartbeat because I need a job and money's good. You know, I would like to make some. But I don't think I wasn't in a bad mood where I was like, hey, how about an original idea instead of just a reboot? And Homeboy just came out at me like, why don't you just quit complaining and make your own movie? I was like, all right, that's like complaining about healthcare and then them somebody saying, well, just open up your own hospital. How's that an argument? But it's an argument, or it's a counter I get a lot. And I don't, trust me, I wish it was that easy. As of today, I'm constantly looking at YouTube and looking at all these filmmaking things on how to make movies look cinematic and worth your time with an iPhone, because I can't afford all that. I can't afford even the lowest end camera. And even then, you're not going to be taken seriously. So regardless of the expenses you put into it, like my Reacher film, let's say I did that as an original idea and it wasn't piggybacking off of a Jack Reacher novel. Yeah, the red camera is an industry standard. It could actually be, is can be seen and is seen on major TV and movie sets for sure. But could I make something that could sell straight to Netflix? Probably not. You need lighting, you need sound, you need makeup, you need rights, you need insurance, you need a connection, you need a name, you need a studio, you know, all those little things that people, I don't know, they try to Oprah secret their way around it and they just don't admit it. So obviously it leaves me coming across whiny, bitchy, and jaded and angry, which is true, but it doesn't mean I'm wrong either. You know, ignorance can be bliss. So yeah, even people that afford like mid-level cameras, or you see people using they're called DSLRs, so they're essentially still cameras, but they put it in video mode, for lack of better terms. Yeah, you can do some stuff, and there's not, people can instantly argue with me and say, well, did you see this movie and that? And it's like, yeah, but outside of 28 years later and them giving it, he's shooting on an iPhone, but the assets he has on that iPhone aren't the same. He might, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was for the novelty of it, but for the amount of money they made the iPhone work for a film, they should have. Why didn't they just shoot on an Ari or an Alexa or or a Red, or you know, hell, even a film camera and an IMAX camera? Makes no sense. It was just a gimmick. So yeah, it's I'm passionate about it. But please, I want to talk, dialogue below, thoughts, questions. I take every thought and every comment fresh with new eyes. I try not to let previous interactions leak into new ones. I want to have genuine conversations, you know, but it's I don't know, you know, what do you think, or what do you want to know are the challenges of making a movie beyond my rambling bitch fest here? You know, are there any thoughts or suggestions on what I could do to help elaborate that? Rarely do I come on here and rant. I try to actually be horrendously honest and transparent, but I try not to rant. I try to just be like, hey, here's the brutal freaking truth that people don't tell you. And yeah, this is one where it's a little passionate, but the brutal truth is, you know, you can't just go make a movie. I mean, you can, but it's going to do nothing. It's a giant waste of time. So yeah, if you want to paint it, what's this? I'm going to mix metaphors here. If you want to paint a tree in a forest and nobody sees it and tree falls and nobody, you know, nobody's around, doesn't make a sound. Cool. But why the hell are you making a painting? Why are you making a movie? Like, you're doing it for someone to see and or consume. And unless you're independently wealthy, you don't want to be putting in 40-hour work weeks, or obviously sometimes double, triple that for free. You want to put food on your table. So it's an asinine gesture. But I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Passionate. Subscribe. And what was the thing I was going to put in the description? The Reacher video. So I'll put that in the description. I have a merch store now, and I'm actually open to ideas for merch. If there's something, even if it's mocking me, and it's something I do a lot of, those are some of the funniest things to me, because hats that are my sayings, it feels narcissistic, but if they're sayings kind of mocking me or something I say frequently, those are ideas I love. So hit me in the comments below with those. Tons of discount things. Most of them I don't get any kickback from. They're just products I use, and they're like, hey, you want to connect with us? I'm like, sure. So yeah, that's all I got. Comment, subscribe, tell your friends, clickety click click, and genuinely interact. I genuinely give a shit about your thoughts, and I'm open to dialogue. I'm too tired to think I'm right all the time. I'm genuinely into that rope, like, which works in the favor when it comes to combative discussions. So I don't have a good sign off. Thank you for your time and 25 minutes of your life. That was awesome.